Hello everyone. In this unit, we will discuss about creation of products in iron and steel industry. By the end of this unit, you will be able to learn about steel making processes, learn about different steps involved in steel making procedure, blast furnace, basic oxygen furnace route, BOF. Blast furnace produces pig iron from iron ore by the reducing action of carbon supplied as coke at a high temperature in the presence of a fluxing agent such as limestone. Blast refers to the combustion air being forced or supplied above atmospheric pressure. Scrap DRIEAF route. This route is primarily based on iron scrap as the input and has lower energy intensity in comparison with the BF-BOF route because of the exclusion of coke making and iron making processes. The furnace charge melts when an electric arc passes between the electrodes and the scrap metal. The temperature around the arc rises to 2500 to 3000 degrees Celsius. Processes involved in steel making in integrated steel plants. Coke making. The main reducing agent in a blast furnace is coke, which forms carbon monoxide, and hydrogen, which reduces iron oxide. It also acts as a source of thermal energy and provide physical support for the burden in the blast furnace. Coke is produced by heating coal up to 1000 to 1200 degrees Celsius for several hours in coke ovens to drive off volatile compounds and moisture. Sinter plant. Fine particles of iron ore are pre-treated before using them in the blast furnace. This is done in the sinter plant where these are mixed with manganese ore, flux and heated to temperature of 900 to 1000 degrees Celsius to form small irregular globules called sinter, and the process is called sintering. Iron making. Iron ore, coke, sinter and limestone are charged from top of the blast furnace and hot air is blown through tuyeres. By continuous chemical reaction, liquid pig iron and slag are formed. They are tapped from bottom of the blast furnace into separate ladles. The outgoing gas is cleaned and used as fuel. Steel making. Molten hot metal from the blast furnace is poured into a large refractory lined container called a ladle and is sent for steel making. Pre-treatment of the blast furnace hot metal is done externally to reduce sulfur, silicon and phosphorus before charging the hot metal into the converter. High purity oxygen at high pressure is introduced onto the surface of the iron bath through a water cooled lens. The lens high purity oxygen over the hot metal, igniting the carbon dissolved in the steel to form carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, causing the temperature to rise to about 1700 degrees Celsius. This melts the scrap, lowers the carbon content of the molten iron and help remove unwanted chemical elements. Flux, burnt lime or dolomite are fed into the vessel to form slag. The BOS vessel is tilted towards the slagging side and the steel is poured through a tap hole into a steel ladle with basic refractory lining. This process is called tapping of steel. Casting. This is the process of solidification of crude liquid steel by pouring into molds to make various shapes for further rolling. The types of casting are top pouring, bottom pouring, continuous casting. Rolling mills. In rolling mills, steel products are given a final dimension and shape by shaping and finishing processes. Iron slabs are heated in furnace and rolled into final shape in hot or cold rolling mills. Other processes of steel making. Secondary steel plants. Electric arc furnace. The electric arc furnace EAF are a central part of the production route. They are used to produce carbon steel and alloy steels by reducing ferrous scraps. In an EAF, scrap is melted and converted into high quality steel by using power electric arcs. Electric induction furnace. Induction furnace is a type of furnace for steel making which uses electrical energy for its operation. The principle of melting in induction furnace is that a high voltage electrical source from a primary coil induces a low voltage high current in the metal or secondary coil. Induction furnace uses the heat produced by the eddy currents generated by a high frequency alternating field. The alternating magnetic field produced by the high frequency current induces powerful eddy currents in the charge, resulting in very fast heating. There are mainly two types of induction furnace: channel induction furnace, coreless induction furnace. Smelting reduction. Smelting reduction unit combine processes for the gasification of coal with the melted iron ore. Smelting reduction unit has lower energy intensity than blast furnaces. The session ends here. Let us have a quick recap before we proceed to the next topic. After studying this unit, participants will be able to learn about the steel making process, learn about different processes involved in steel making.